Hi guys, and welcome back to Chengi's World. It's really funny, it's like spelled the other way around. Anyway, I have no idea how it's going to look on video. But this is a t-shirt a friend of mine brought back from Canada. So hello Canada, if I've got any girls from Canada, hello. Okie dokie. So guys, welcome to Chengi's World. If you're new to this channel, welcome. And make sure you subscribe, like, share, comment, be a part of my world, and press the little bell so that you get notified every time I upload a video, because you know I do. And welcome to Chengi's World. Also see me on Instagram and Facebook at Chengi's World. Hello. Okie dokie. So today I want to talk about the younger guy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, dating the younger guy and why younger men love older women. Okay, so why do younger men want older women? What is it about the older woman that just is so appealing to the younger guy? And what it is quite simply confidence. We know what we want, we know who we are, we've come into our own, and we just don't play games. You know, the one thing that a woman my age is not up for is game playing. I haven't got the time or energy for your games. You know, the moment a guy starts to play that, next. Okay, so as we get older, and the age factor sometimes doesn't always work. I've met women who are much older and still don't have that maturity to know who they are and what they want out of life. But in comparison to a guy who's in his 20s or early 30s, she definitely has a grip on stuff more so than him. And of course, that confidence, knowing what we want, and sort of translates to a younger guy's libido, and the fact that even to sleep with a woman who is older, he's not going to meet with hesitation. There's going to be a lot more confidence displayed, you know, and that is particularly appealing to a younger guy. And I can see why older women would agree to that agreement, because the bottom line is, you know, our sex drive and our libido just increases as we get older. But for men, it tends to decrease as they get older, just because of the change of hormones and all the stuff that's going on in our body. So really, it is a younger guy that can probably meet and match our libido, and match our, you know, like a guy who's half our age, 25, 26, in his 20s, early 30s, is probably it's probably in a position to match an older woman's sex drive, you know, and to match her libido, in a way that I find older guys are now losing that libido whilst the women are going up. So I can see why there's this big, huge trend sort of evolving of older women and younger men. And so I was asking myself, what is it really that makes these two people, and so many people that I know who are in relationships with the older woman and the younger man, what is it that makes them tick? What is it that makes that relationship work so beautifully? And really, there's a real love connection there that is intense and real, because it's really interesting, because the dynamic of the older woman and younger man can be really passionate and really intense and really strong in a way that is really powerful. And why is it that when we're looking for that true love, and it happens to be much younger than us, that we are, no, date her, she's your age, she's 21, you know, and we are not prepared to do that, because the truth is there are little stigmas in society that we just are not able to, we're not willing always to overcome. And we don't want to come across like we're desperate, and we don't want to come across as desperate is a big one. And we don't want to, like, have you all the men your age like finished. And of course there's social dynamics. You know, is a younger guy really going to cart home the older woman, you know, and say, this is my wife, mom, meet my girlfriend, and the mom and the girlfriend are similar age. You know, it's like, well, it's like how Stella got her groove back. We all saw that movie. If you haven't, go and rent it out. It's amazing, with Angela Bassett. And you know, the comments that people are going to make, and all the things that people are going to say, and the fears that she had to go through are real. You know, you're going to meet the mom, and you're going to be closer to age to mom than you are to your husband, right? Or to your boyfriend. It's just like all kinds of crazy. But all of those things they really don't matter in the bigger scheme of things. And for me to say that as an African woman, and for me to say that as the person that I am, is huge for me, because I've had to take my own personal journey. Now, there are different types of younger men. There are younger men who are young. Their spirits are young, their energy is young, they're really playful. What they're looking for is a mommy figure. They're looking for somebody to look after them, give them money, just care for them, and give them that element of sexual attention, and financial support. So they get a bit of a mom who's also sexy. And you really have to be careful as an older woman if you're going to contemplate dating a younger man. This guy is not looking for his mom who's a little bit sexy. For me, there's an interesting dynamic because I don't look my age. And as a result, I think because visually he looks at me and he thinks, yeah, we could walk into a room together. Nobody would ever question what was going down because of the way that we look. There's still that element for me where I am the older and more mature, and therefore I would then the younger men who are mature men, okay, who have somehow got these old souls. They have just got their lives together. They're not looking for financial partner because they got their finances together. They're not looking for they're looking for that stability. They're looking for that groundedness. They're looking for a partner who can meet their minds and meet their spirits, and nurture their minds and nurture their spirits. And they're looking for the depth in a grown woman that they just can't find in a younger woman who's still trying to find herself and explore her being and figure out what it is that she wants out of life. They're not dealing with that. They're dealing with a woman who knows who she wants, and that is really attractive and sexy and soul satisfying for them. So that guys, and I've met guys who are in their late 20s who have I've dated, the oldest guy I've ever dated I think was 52, and that was when I was like 38. So that was quite a big age gap, and I found him to be so immature. He is still on the streets like a 10-year-old, like a 22-year-old. I mean, the guy just wants to go out, party, and meet girls, and and I just felt like, for real, like the reason why I was attracted to older guys is because I'm looking for that older energy, that mature energy in a man, that older soul, to meet my older soul. And to be honest, I thought I would get it by going up the age band. But what I realize now, having spoken to, dealt with different men of different ages, is that a younger man can have the soul of a 50-something-year-old, can have the maturity, the insight, the wherewithal of a much older man. Because with men generally, they're younger in maturity, but there's always that guy who, and I feel like my son is going to be that kind of guy who is young but with an old soul. And there is that element. So age really, in terms of the numbers of years, doesn't always, dating an older guy doesn't mean you're going to get an older guy. It means you might get a guy who is advanced in years but still has a lot to prove, going through some midlife crisis. The real issue here is children and family. And I think that really becomes the breaking point. That is the real talking point. And I feel that, for me, the question I would ask myself and continue to ask myself is, any guy that is younger than me who wants to date me has to realize that I am not in my premium child rearing years. Furthermore, I am not mentally in a place where I necessarily want to have more children. The idea of one more kind of is romantic and sweet, and I don't think I'm over the hill, but the risks obviously medically are different, so it can be done. My mom had, my mom is concerned, a lot of African women have kids way past 40, like whatever. As long as your body can keep and retain an egg, it can also give birth to one. So whatever, so the long and the short of it is that I can basically, I can have maybe one, maybe two. I've met like women who are 44, 43, pregnant, 45, pregnant, young looking, happy on their third child. So, but what that means is if I met a guy and he was young and wanted to have a family, then it would have, we don't have the privilege of years of courtship that a younger man might want. If you are going to date me, you have to move things on really quickly. You can't be playing games. And you have to know that you don't really have that much time to mess with. So if family is something that is on a young guy's mind, and that's a conversation that just has to be had, we can't not have that conversation. That conversation has to be had, that there's a possibility that there may never be children. Are you happy to live and die with no kids? Now, a guy in his 20s, I feel, would say, yeah, he's okay without it, because he hasn't lived long enough to know what he really truly wants, even if he has an old soul. I think a guy in his 30s with a mature soul is better able to tell, because he knows at that point how he feels about it. And the good thing is, unlike women, we all have this, I want to have baby. Well, most of us, it's rare, though possible, that there are women out there who don't want children. I know them. I'm friends with them. They don't want children. They're not unnurturing. They're lovely, caring, beautiful souls, but they don't want children. But those are rare. But you will find that there are a lot of men who don't really care whether they have kids or not. They don't care. It's, a lot of men, few men are like, I really want to have children. Most men, they could do without. It's okay. It's like, it's not a big deal. It's not a life ambition for them. I think more so for African men, because it's a requirement of the culture to breed and bring children so they can have a legacy. But I find with different cultures, especially the English culture, children are not that important, and they're quite happy to, if you come with children, to adopt your children. And there are some men out there who are just not that bothered about having their own offspring. But I think that would be the breaking point. That's the only issue that I would have with a younger guy, is the fact that he has to be prepared to not have children with me, or to possibly have one. And if he does want them, they're gonna have to be done quickly, and I'm gonna have to love him like that, and feel him like that, and trust him like that. That is really the conversation, I think, with when you're dating a young guy, because you don't want the Demi Moore situation. You don't want a situation where you fall in love and everything is going amazing, and then one day he decides he wants kids, and you're way past the hill, and you can never produce that for him, or for the both of you, and then he leaves you or whatever. But I think it's all about having genuine conversations, and being prepared to deal with social outcries. Younger women who are going to have something to say, his family who might have something to say, the neighbors who might have something to say, people will have something to say, and you have to be able to deal with those issues. It's not dissimilar from dating a white guy or somebody from a different race. People will have something to say, but it's just about what you two are creating between yourselves. It is a bold move and a bold step for us women, because we're not programmed for that. A man can be in his 50s and date, and the guy who was 52 was dating a girl who was 23, and they were totally like together and in love. And if a man can have a connection with a younger woman that is that robust, why can it not be the other way around, right? So it's about sort of realizing that it's going to take a lot of time to change attitude. I believe that we are in a time and a day, and we're moving forward to when the connections are just connections. A connection is a connection, and as long as two people can connect in a way that works for them and create the life that they want, I see no reason why. And the reason I did this video is because I received messages from you guys, especially the older women who are in their 60s, even 70s, telling me that they've got younger men who are into them. Now, you need to check out their energy. You need to check out what they want. It is true that younger men want to use you for money and to finance you, but it's not true of all young men. So again, it's about taking everything on a case-by-case basis and not disqualifying a guy just because of his age. That should not be a factor. That should not be an issue. You should disqualify a man based on his his characteristics, his character, his ability to be a man in your life. You know, you should look at the whole package and decide whether or not it is suitable for you and for your lifestyle, and work with it. So, you know, love comes in many different packages. And, you know, for the younger girls watching, if you don't get hurt when the big girls, you know, get the younger guys, it's really not about that. It's not about the age. It's about the confidence, knowing what you want and who you are, not playing games. And if as a younger woman, you know who you are and you know what you want and you don't play games with men and you carry yourself with that self-respect, then you've just, you know, you will appeal to that guy as well. You will appeal to that high value younger guy who would have ordinarily not dated you because you're too young and you're part of this kind of young, growing, still discovering what I want age. So all of that said, love is what it is. You know, be open-hearted and open-minded. Take everything on a case-by-case basis. Explore, be wise, be sensible. When you are walking in any uncharted territory, be very alert. Make sure you know what this person's intentions are, what they really, really, truly want from you. And once you get that down packed, then keep up, you know, get happy. Go for it. Okay, so it's so good, guys, talking to you guys. I will see you on Instagram and Facebook. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. I'll see you soon. Love you guys lots. Take care of you. Mwah. Bye.